Right now on 12 News at 10.
I'm meteorologist Chris Dunn tracking some dust moving through the valley tonight and also more extreme heat on the way.
I'm Chase Golightly at Camelback Mountain. Phoenix Fire Department telling us they've responded to more hiker rescues this year. What else they have to say about this trend coming up.
And Arizona is set to take the biggest cut to its Colorado River water. How Phoenix is getting ready.
I'm Tiani Jadling in the newsroom. 8 years after a homicide, Phoenix police are releasing new video with hopes that new information comes to light. What Phoenix police and the victim's family are saying tonight.
12 News at 10 starts now.
And thanks everyone for joining us for 12 News at 10. I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. Another weekend of triple-digit heat is on the way, bringing dangerous conditions on valley trails.
Phoenix firefighters tell us that they've already responded to more hiker rescues this year than last year, and that includes 2 more just this morning.
12 News journalist Chase Golightly is live at Camelback Mountain, and Chase, fire crews are telling everyone, be smart and stay off the trails.
Mark, that's right, especially in this extreme heat. And even with Phoenix trails being closed from 8 in the morning till 5 in the evening, they're still seeing this increase. As soon as the gates opened at 5 p.m. at the Echo Canyon Trail at Camelback, people drove in.
This is my favorite trail. I have hiked here probably more than 200 times.
Wanting to get up and down the mountain as quickly as possible in the extreme heat.
Because you don't have much time. 90 minutes before sunset, or 2 hours now. So we try to get here early so we can leave early.
Like Mike from Scottsdale, who claims to have hiked here thousands of times, spending the day drinking water and has plenty on him, having seen what happens when people aren't prepared.
I come across many of these people, usually as they're heading down, and they start to get dizzy and they ask us for water. We give them water. They don't know what they're dealing with.
It can eventually lead to those hikers having to get rescued. Captain DJ Lee with the Phoenix Fire Department says this year seems to be worse.
Every single month, we're seeing a little bit of an increase in mountain rescues.
Saying for 2026, they've already responded to more hiker rescues than last year.
More and more people come, more and more people hitting the trails. So that could be a contributing factor to it as well.
Going to Piestewa Peak, Camelback, and South Mountain, where Friday morning they helped save 2 hikers who suffered from the heat and had to be taken off the mountain. Just this past weekend, multiple people had to be rescued off Camelback, including one woman who had to be airlifted and put in a cool immersion bag, which Lee says they've also had to use more this year.
That's when they have to hit that certain temperature of like 104. You're kind of getting to that heat stroke, the irreversible damage.
He says most of the rescues are happening in the morning, even with people hitting the trails at 5 a.m. to beat the heat. Sometimes it's still not enough.
I feel like every single year we're saying stay off the trails, it's hot. We're trying to do these restrictions on the trails to keep people and warn them, hey, it's hot, you shouldn't be on here to begin with. It doesn't matter. We're still going to have these mountain rescues, and it's unfortunate that, you know, some people pay the extreme price for doing it. It's just not necessary in our eyes.
Captain Lee tells me he doesn't expect these rescues to slow down until we're consistently under 100 degrees. Again, fire department not recommending you hike in this extreme heat, but if you do, they say you need to be well hydrated before hitting the trails, have plenty of water with you, and also have a fully charged cell phone just in case you do need to call 911. We're live at Camelback Mountain. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
Chase, thanks. It's still hot out there right now. Meteorologist Chris Dunn joins us. And Chris, it doesn't take long for this heat to become dangerous, even deadly.
Well, and also part of the problem that Chase touched on in his story was the fact that we don't cool off very much at night. So first thing in the morning, we might be at 90, 92, 95 degrees. We're at 101 right now. Wind out of the south at 9 miles per hour. It was a little more gusty about an hour ago, bringing in some dusty conditions. 83 Sedona at this hour is still 83 in Sedona, 101 in Phoenix, and 105 in Gila Bend. Lake Havasu City at 104 degrees. We have extreme heat risk in the valley. Saturday, Sunday, just a touch cooler or less hot on Monday. So still a major heat risk. But you can see red and hot pink. Those are colors that invoke danger. And that's why we have the weather impact alert. For this extreme heat, it can be dangerous for a lot of folks. This goes all the way through next Friday. We're talking about a week's worth of extreme heat. So prepare for more extreme heat in the days ahead. You know the drill. We've been through this before. We just need to get through yet another week. There were some storms down here to the south, and that's what kind of collapsed and sent out this gusty outflow and kicked up some dust that has now moved into the valley. It's kind of settling down. Not a major dust storm by any stretch of the imagination, but just some dust hanging in the air. Another very warm night. Extended extreme heat will be with us all through next week, and we could break a few records. We'll take a look at some of those records and what you can expect where you live coming up. All
right, we'll see you then, Chris. Thank you. Right now, a toddler is in critical condition after being found in a pool at a home in Chandler. This is near Alma School Road in Pecos. Sky 12 flying over the scene around 7 o'clock this evening. Officials say that family members pulled the child from the pool and began CPR before firefighters arrived. The toddler was rushed to the hospital. Right now, there's no word on how the child ended up in the pool, but an investigation is ongoing.
The Pima County Sheriff's Department just released new images of another suspect in the murder of a Tucson police recruit on Wednesday. The suspect has gray hair, a Google band on his glasses, and was wearing either light wash or gray jeans. Now, this is a different man than Alex Barnett, the suspect that caused that blue alert last night. Deputies are still searching for Barnett and two other unidentified suspects. They believe that they shot and killed 23-year-old Carlos Ramirez and wounded his fiancee, who's a corrections officer. If you have any information, call 911 or 88 Crime.
New tonight, a Phoenix shooting that killed 26-year-old Matthew Groves could be one step closer to being solved.
He was shot and killed outside the Purple Turtle Bar in 2018. Now Phoenix police are looking for a man spotted in a video who was nearby, saying they may have valuable information about the case.
12 News journalist Tiani Jadaling is joining us live in studio with the update on this case. Tiani?
Kirby and Mark, police are asking anyone who recognizes the man in this video to come forward, whether that's someone who knows him or the man himself. More than 8 years after Matthew Groves was shot and killed outside the Purple Turtle Bar, Phoenix police are releasing this video.
It looks like it's at some sort of strip mall. An individual walks outside. He stands out there for a little bit. I don't know if he's having a smoke break or if he's just catching some fresh air, right?
Phoenix police say the video was taken around the time and place the homicide occurred, near 51st Avenue and Indian School Road. But when we asked if the individual in the video knew the victim, police said this.
We honestly don't know, and that's exactly why we're asking for the public's help, or like I said, if this individual sees himself on camera and recognizes himself, if they could just come forward and hopefully provide us any information that they might have. Anything, honestly, would be helpful.
Phoenix PD couldn't tell us how long they've had the video, but Matthew's family says this is the first real update they've received in a long time.
We don't ever hear anything new. We call periodically throughout the year.
This was their reaction seeing the newly released video for the first time.
Kind of nerve-wracking. It's very nerve-wracking because that's time-stamped. Yeah. Right about when Yeah. It's just a matter of time before the two bikes come rolling up.
Nicole Talavera and her mother, Catherine Kirkconnell Evans, make the trip to Arizona from California every July around the anniversary of Matthew's death. And after years without answers, they say this video gives them something they haven't had in a while.
It makes me feel very hopeful. I mean, this is like really the first thing that we have even had any category of a lead.
The family has a $10,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in Matthew's killer. Now they're considering raising it.
We have raised the reward to $10,000, and I would actually like to even raise it a little higher if possible. I would like to at least throw 15 out there right now.
Now, it's unclear if the man in the video worked with or knew Matthew personally, but anyone with information is urged to call the police. Live in studio, I'm Tiani Jadaling, 12 News.
Tiani, thanks. Prescott Valley Mayor Kel Palguda has been issued a criminal citation for misdemeanor assault after he allegedly got into a fight at a bar. Police say he walked into the Birdcage Saloon last Sunday and sat next to another man's spouse. When the man returned, surveillance video shows the two in an argument over a bar stool before Palguda pushed the man. Staff members stopped the altercation. Yesterday, the mayor thanked the police department for their professionalism and said he'll continue serving the residents of Prescott Valley.
A Valley man will spend 24 years in prison for a drunk driving crash that killed a rideshare driver and her passenger. Robert Hinchy was driving nearly 100 miles an hour when he ran a red light at Wrecker and Ray Roads in Gilbert and crashed into another car last September. Police say that his blood alcohol level was more than 3 times the legal limit. The crash killed 36-year-old Nicole Snell and 33-year-old Marissa Gorgonson. Well, now to our ongoing series, Running Dry, as Arizona prepares for major Colorado River cutbacks.
The cuts aren't as catastrophic as federal officials had warned just a few weeks ago, but Arizona is still taking the biggest hit under the new plan agreed on by Arizona, California, and Nevada, cutting our Colorado River water allotment by 31% over the next 2 years.
Yeah, about 30% of Phoenix's water comes from the river. The city tells 12 News that it's already preparing, starting with something that Phoenix has never done before. That's tapping into the state's underground water bank.
No shortages are good. We don't want to ever be experiencing them. But this water was placed there for the exact purpose of having this backup if we found ourselves in a position like this.
The city says that could buy Phoenix 5 to 10 years to build up more sustainable water supplies. That includes 3 water purification plants, with the first expected to come online as early as next year and the largest plan for the mid-2030s. But there's a big price tag, hundreds of millions of dollars, which could mean higher water bills for Phoenix customers.
And we've had a lot of questions about why Arizona is taking the biggest cut to its Colorado River water, more than California or Nevada. The answer goes back more than 100 years to water agreements and court fights that gave Arizona a lower priority for Colorado River water during shortages.
Arizona's lawmakers in Washington are also weighing in on the water cuts. Congressman Greg Stanton joined me in studio earlier tonight. Here's what he had to say.
I have mixed feelings. First off, I think Governor Hobbs actually did a really good job at the negotiating table and operated very professionally and in good faith by offering up these additional cuts so that we wouldn't get more draconian cuts. That being said, Arizona is still absorbing the vast disproportionate amount of these cuts. And what should have been a fair sharing of the pain is Arizona, unfortunately, is taking most of it. The upper basin is taking 0 cuts, while the lower basin, especially Arizona, is taking massive cuts.
Yeah, it doesn't seem fair. He says he blames both the Biden and Trump administrations for failing to enforce fair sharing. When it comes to future cuts, Stanton says Arizona's congressional delegation is united in fighting for our state.
Well, still to come on 12 News at 10, a local bagel shop is bouncing back after a devastating fire. We'll show you when you can grab your next bagel. And get ready for some delays if you're hitting the road around the valley this weekend. We're tracking some of the biggest freeway closures.
And at 10:14, let's give you a live look over downtown Phoenix. Stay right here. 12 News at 10 is coming right back.